The first trailer for House of the Dragon Season 2 has dropped. And hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with the juice to get you through the long night. Fire and blood and dragons. Oh, we love to see it. Also, this trailer, apparently broke records for HBO Max. It had over 63 million views in the first 48 hours. Not gonna lie, the trailer has me super excited for the new season, so I'm gonna break the trailer down. You know how I do. I don't know shit about leaks or none of that shit. The stuff that I do know, I'm not gonna talk about, and I only know it because people accidentally told me thinking that I wanted to know and I didn't want to know. So I'm not gonna go off of any of that or include any of that in this video. So if you're looking for that, you came to the wrong place. However, I will be talking about the plot, the timeline, what we should see in season 2, book spoilers that pertain to the plot, my own big brain analysis. So if that's what you're looking for, you're right where you need to be. I'm just going to be straight with you. Off the break, they did not really show us shit in the trailer. So if you were hoping to see Winterfell or anything like that, we didn't get to see it. We didn't even see Jace. They're keeping all that Winterfell shit under wraps. But anyway, so the trailer opens up with raggedy ass Sir Otto Hightower talking about errors being made in the moments following King Viserys' death. Oh, Sir Otto Hightower, whatever could you mean? The error of crowning your grandson Aegon instead of the rightful heir to the throne? How fucking treasonous and unloyal can you be? Viserys' body's not even cold. When Viserys was alive, you were plotting against him. You're a terrible person. Anyway, so that was wrong. You also, you imprisoned Rhaenys. Stan killed fucking Luke and Arax. Well, so many errors were made. So what exactly are you fucking talking about? But anyway, the first shot of the trailer that we see is Rhaenyra. And she looks pissed. And what is she looking at? She's looking at Storm's End. For those of you who don't have the map of Westeros memorized because you're not a psycho, I just realized I know the map of Westeros better than I know the map of the United fucking States. But anyway, Dragonstone is here and Storm's End is down here. It's not like Rhaenyra can be looking at Storm's End from Dragonstone. So it's very likely that she pulled up. It's very likely that she goes to Storm's End to try to retrieve her son's body. This could be she flew to Dragonstone immediately after receiving the news from Daemon, because her outfit kind of looks the same as it did in the final episode of season 1. In the books, it states 3 days later, Arax's head and neck washed up beneath the cliffs below Storm's End. But Luke was never found. So it's likely that Rhaenyra is looking for the remnants of her son and his dragon. It also looks like in this shot, because it's the same hair, the same dress, so it's likely that she's doing a flyover Storm's End. She's flying low, letting the dragon's wing hit the castle. She probably doesn't burn it or anything, but she's just letting them know. She's just doing a flyover, doing a military exercise, letting them know y'all done fucked up. Anyway, the next few shots are of the throne room, and the pretender is walking to the throne. He's wearing the crown of Aegon the Conqueror, dressed in Hightower greens and golden dragon embroidery, with the King's Guard behind him. But he's still a usurper. He's still the pretender. For the rest of this duration of my coverage of the House of the Dragon, I will call him the pretender. Anyway, then we get a shot of Daemon's helm, his black dragon helm. Daemon is in full armor with the Valyrian steel sword Dark Sister on his side, and he's ready for war. He's serving. The next shot is of the Targaryen army. As you can see, the traditional Targaryen banner, Rhaenyra's banner, right there. We know that Daemon is going to the Riverlands to set up his battle station at Harrenhal. But also, Daemon says in season 1 that he is going to treat with Lord Grover Tully of River Run. He says he's going to treat with him himself. So we likely will see a lot of the Riverlands in season 2 of House of the Dragon. I mean, we're going to see it's mostly going to be the Riverlands, really, I think. We also get a shot of the Hightower army. We then get another shot of the Pretenders army. We see the shields of House Rosby. That's the one with the red stripes. And the one with the lamb is House Stokeworth. We also get a glimpse of Otto. But let's talk about this, because I'm starting to see the timeline opening up. I'm starting to see where we're headed in season 2, and it's not as far as I've seen people predict. But let's talk about it. The first clip shows us the Hightower forces. Duh, of course, they would align with Aegon. He's half Hightower. His mother and grandfather are from House Hightower. So it's a given that House Hightower would support the Pretender. But we see the other shot of House Stokeworth and House Rosby with the greens, because you can also see the gold dragon banner right there. Basically, in a nutshell, most people were supporting Rhaenyra because it was well known that Viserys wanted her to succeed him. Viserys had all the lords of Westeros swear fealty to her and name her his heir, and he had every opportunity to change it, and he never did.
He told me he wished for Aegon to be king.
You sit on a throne of lies.
With that being said, most everyone supports Rhaenyra. We get shown how loyal a lot of these lords are to the oaths that they swore to Viserys. Lord Caswell, for one, was loyal to Rhaenyra from beginning to end. He was killed by the Green. Lords Beesbury's loyal to Rhaenyra, killed by the Greens. Houses were not signing up to fight for the Pretender. The only reason Storm's End sided with the Greens is because Lord Boros was ambitious and wanted to marry his daughter to a Targaryen prince and a dragon rider, brother to the king. Thinking back on it, like, Storm's End, House Baratheon really did some treacherous shit, because Rhaenys is half Baratheon. Her mother was Jocelyn Baratheon. Luke is her grandson. Like, the treachery. Anyway, so in season 1, Episode 9, The Green Council, we see Otto basically put all the black supporters in jail. He's like, bend the knee or go to jail. The same thing happens in the books, but, like, yeah. When they're imprisoned, right, like, some shit goes down, and then they're, like, dragged out one by one, and they're given this final chance to swear fealty to the Pretender. But the alternative is like Sir Ilan Payne headsman type of man about to take their heads off. Now, listen, the loyalty to Rhaenyra was so real. Out of all of the people present, only 3 lords swore fealty to Aegon. The rest of them let the headsman take their lives. And 2 of those lords that are imprisoned, or they're forced to comply, that are made to swear fealty, or else their heads will get taken off, Lord Rosby and Lord Stokeworth. So Criston Cole basically marches on House Rosby and House Stokeworth with his armies, and they made the newly green lords join their forces with the green armies, like, to prove their loyalty. So they were forced to fight for Aegon. And then together they all sack Duskendale. So during the Dance of Dragons, Duskendale is ruled by House Darkling. So let's talk about it, because a lot of these slides make it look like we're going to get the sack of Duskendale. I mean, how could we not? So Gunther Darkling is the Lord of Duskendale, and he sits on Rhaenyra's council. His uncle, Sir Steffon Darkling, was Kingsguard during Viserys' reign and is now sworn to Rhaenyra. Sir Steffon ran to Dragonstone to his rightful queen when the Greens started their bullshit. It's actually Sir Steffon and his crew that bring Viserys' crown to Rhaenyra. They changed this in the show. But we do see Sir Stephen with Daemon, like when Daemon asked the two King's guardsmen in season 1 to make sure they don't turn their cloak or Caraxes will eat them. And he's also present for the coronation. So, of course, House Darkland is riding with the Queen. But Crispin is going to lead the sack of Duskendale as revenge for them siding with Rhaenyra. We have a shot of Alicent talking to Larys the Clubfoot, and I don't see her feet, but she looking real stressed out. We have Criston Cole killing some man, and it seems like the man he is killing is this man from a later clip. Like, the armor is the same. Now, this armor puts me in the mind of this coat of arms or banner, and it's House Darkling. So this is likely Criston Cole beheading Lord Gunther Darkling after the sack of Duskendale, because that's what the fuck he does in the books. But let's talk about Criston Cole real quick, because Aegon is going to wind up naming Crispin Hand of the King. At this point, he's already been named Hand. And I don't know if I'm tripping or not, but this chain around his neck looks like the hand chain that Tyrion wore, except this is like the Temu version, because this shit is just not giving what it's supposed to give. Out of frustration for his granddaddy, Sir Otto, Aegon names Criston Cole Hand. I wouldn't even be surprised if that ball spinning clip isn't Aegon doing some type of medieval rock, paper, scissors in the council meeting to name Crispin his hand. We know in that first clip, with Aegon walking the throne room, Sir Otto is waiting for him at the base of the throne. So at that point, Sir Otto is still Hand of the King. We get a shot of this guy, and this guy is Sir Adam of Hall, and sea smoke is flying above. And I want to talk about this in 1 second, but let's continue with the trailer before I get too sidetracked. We also get some shots of more soldiers, and I think this is Duskendale. I can't make out the banners. If you can, let me know in the comments, but there are many battles that need to take place this season. The River Lords even have to fight each other, so prepare. There is also a shot of the blacks at the painted table. There is also a shot of Corlys Velaryon deep in thought. We also see a shot of Daemon hacking someone or something and a weirwood behind him. This is likely Harrenhal. So Daemon's first act in the war is to take Harrenhal. But we also know he's going to be going to Riverrun, and he should go to Stonehenge. The shot of Daemon and the Weirwoods is cut with Aemon, so everyone was up in arms like we're getting God's Eye. It's a wink to the God's Eye fight scene. If you know, you know. But no, the fuck, we're not getting that. It's way too early to be getting that. We're not getting that in season 2 at all. Season 3 maybe at, I don't even know if it's going to be in season 3. But anyway, you won't be seeing that glorious battle anytime soon. The shot with Aemon is him walking the throne room at night, looking entranced. He definitely wants to be king and thinks he should be king over his brother. And if this scene is after Rook's Rest, he might think that he might be king. Then we get a little snippet of the North. I don't know why they are walking with torches in the night in the North as snow's on the ground, but the last time we saw some shit like this, there was a wedding. If you don't know what I'm talking about, refer to my last video where I talk about Jacaerys Velaryon and Sarah Snow. And then upon further examination of this, it kind of looked like there were 4 men on horses, and they were like guarding people and leading them somewhere. So I'm like, is this like some Night's Watch taking people to the wall? I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure we'll find out as more information comes out. Then we get this weird shot of the Dowager Queen. Like, girl, where even are you? Because I have no idea. At first, I was like, ooh, who this? Then it was Alicent, and she never leaves King's Landing, so I don't know where she's at. I don't know what's going on. If she's in a fever dream, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Then we get a shot of Rhaenyra and Syrax and someone in Sea Smoke. Now, this is where I'm going to talk about Sir Adam of Hall. Now, Sir Adam of Hall is Corlys Velaryon's bastard son. He has a brother named Sir Alan In the books, Sir Adam does ride Sea Smoke. During the red selling, he does claim Sea Smoke. Now, in the books, Rhaenyra is dead, and the dragon lore that exists thus far in the books is that the dragon bond is for the life of the rider. So basically, a dragon won't take two riders at the same time. Like Aegon the Conqueror could only ride Balerion. Like he couldn't ride Vhagar. Like he couldn't just go to the dragon pit like it was a garage and pick out his ride for the day. So Rhaenyra escaping in a boat and going to Essos and still being alive kind of makes me wonder how they are going to pull all of this off. Maybe we don't know enough about dragon bonds to say this is completely against the established lore. I mean, I guess if you run off on your dragon has the right to find a new bae. I personally believe the dragon bonds are like the wolf bonds. Like in the books, this is what I believe. For example, like Arya can warg Nymeria from like a different continent. And Drogon constantly leaves Daenerys, but he always finds her again and shows up right when he's needed. I'm going to be exploring the dragon bonds a lot more in an upcoming video, but I think that the dragons have free will to do whatever they want, and the bonds are only as deep as the dragons allow them to be. But that's for another day. But if Sir Adam has Sea Smoke and is treating with Rhaenyra on a secluded beach, this means the queen who never was is likely dead. But then I also wonder, is the show going to show Sea Smoke flame Sir Steffon Darkling? Like what? But what if this secret beach meeting, because it really looks like a secret beach meeting, what if it's Rhaenyra coming home? But if they're going to have like Sir Adam get Sea Smoke before the red selling or the dragon seed thing, then I believe that they're going to cut the part out where Sea Smoke flames Sir Steffon Darkling. Anyway, we also get a shot of the dragon pit and the red keep. This shot of Helaena is insane. I love it. She's wearing a black veil. She's in mourning. Maybe she's mourning her father. Maybe someone else. Maybe both. There is also a procession through King's Landing with a drum being beaten. We later see what looks like the same scene with chaos erupting in King's Landing. Alicent also looks to be wearing a veil, so it definitely seems to be some kind of funeral procession that erupts in violence. The trailer also gave us a shot of Rhaenyra and Rhaenys, and Rhaenyra is saying, "There is no war more hateful to the gods as a war between kin, and no war so bloody as a war between dragons." Touché. Kinslaying is like the worst thing ever in Westeros, which is why it totally made sense to me that Rhaenys didn't fry all of them at Aegon's coronation, because kinslaying. But I digress. We then get a clip of Baela Targaryen flying on her dragon Moondancer. This is a change, because in the books, Baela's dragon isn't big enough for her to fly yet. And when she does finally fly Moondancer, it's towards the end of the dance. But anyway, I think this scene is Baela taking off against orders to Rook's Rest. We get a shot of blood and cheese. I don't know why they even put that in the trailer. Like, why even put that in the trailer? Why even put that? But okay, whatever. Like, I'm not going to go on and on about blood and cheese. If you know, like, what is there to say? No, people are saying, like, that the whole blood and cheese thing is going to be, like, the red wedding of House of the Dragon. And I just don't agree. Like, well, I feel like it's a savage thing that happens. I don't think it is red wedding level. I just don't. I also want to say that I love the shot of Rhaenyra where she's just looking so beautiful. I love it. That's the queen. That's the queen. That's the rightful queen to the Seven Kingdoms, protector of the realm. You know how it goes. You know the titles. The trailer didn't give us a lot. The trailer didn't give us a lot, but I think it set up the timeline of season 1, and I think it's going to go a little something like this. We are going to get a lot of Riverlands and Crownlands drama. We're also going to have Jace off in Winterfell, so we're going to have to follow along with that. So they showed us the Brackens in the trailer. So we're definitely getting the Brackens versus the Blackwoods. I mean, they set that up with them beefing in season 1 at Storm's End. House Blackwood declares for Rhaenyra. House Bracken, of course, does the opposite. And they're going to wind up going to war with each other before shit even gets heated up. So the Brackens and the Blackwoods are the Westerosi, Hatfields, and McCoys. I want to see the Samwell Blackwood and Amos Bracken doing that single combat weirwood arrows like go off. I need to see Black Alley in action. I need you. I love you. I want you. Okay? The battle between the Blackwoods and Brackens is called the Battle of the Burning Mill, and I think it will be one of the first of the season, followed up by Daemon taking Stonehenge. The clip of Daemon on Caraxes is either Daemon at Harrenhal or Daemon surprising the Brackens at Stonehenge. We also get a clip of Sir Eric, one of the twins, and he's fighting someone, and I think it's his brother. As you guys know, his brother snuck into Dragonstone, and that duel should be glorious. But the crown jewel of this season, the big battle, is going to be Rook's Rest. Basically, Criston Cole is coming after all of Rhaenyra's allies. All held up in Rook's Rest. They're all held up in the castle, and the Lord is watching Criston burn villages, and sheep and cattle and small folk are put to the sword. Like he's doing like the shit the Mountain would do. But y'all love Criston though. I don't understand. It was a siege. But Rook's Rest is where the dragons really start to dance. And that's where I think the season is going to end. I mean, there's going to be a lot in between, but I think Rook's Rest is probably going to be your next to last episode of the season. We also get a shot of Vhagar, and Vhagar is just, like, the CGI is just crazy at this point. And Aemon does look like he's struggling to control her. But, I mean, it should be really interesting because we have all these dragons going to war and all these people going to war and all these intricate webs being woven. So, season 2 should be great. And I don't know. What do y'all think about the trailer? I can't wait for the next one so I can break it down, chop it up, and all that. As always, thanks for watching. Okay, my sweet summer children, have a good day.